guys, welcome back to the channel. And as you can see, in the garage today, and the first thing we're gonna need here is better lighting, not only for me to see better what I'm doing, but for you guys to get better video quality as well. And right now the only thing I have other than natural light, of course, coming in from the outside at this time, is this LED light that I got on, it's one of those as seen on TV products, which I got at Home Depot. And you know what, it's a bit of hype, to be honest. I had an LED bright white light bulb in there before that gave me just as much light as this $30 option here, but it is still not good enough. So I'm going to be putting new lights all over the ceiling here in an attempt to get better lighting down here. And for that, I have ordered this piece from Amazon, and they're essentially what they call T5 in terms of size. I have this one plugged in here so you can get a sense of how much light we're talking about, and I guess the camera won't pick that up as much as I am in person, but just for you to get an idea. The best thing about this is that whole set came with all of the hardware that you need, wiring of course, and 8 of these. So I have 8 pieces that I can connect together into one serial line, and all of it was just, I think, like $55 shipped to my door. So far it looks promising. The reviews were great, so I am going to get them all up here and see what that looks like. The first thing you're gonna want to do is figure out how you want to lay the lights. I think this so far is gonna be my best option to light up both sides of the garage evenly, and then of course I have the light in the middle for those any dead spots. And from my testing so far, these lights spread light around fairly even, so I don't think it's gonna be much of an issue. They're not spotlights or anything like that. So again, you can just pick whatever layout you want, as long as you are within the constraints of your wiring, of course, unless you want to do some custom cut wires, which you can. But if you want to use the ones that come with the setup, they're 48 inches each, so you got about 4 feet between each light. And then there are let me show you here, there's 2 of these that have the wire that connects to power, so you can actually do 2 different sets. I can do 4 and 4 if I wanted to, for whatever reason. Alright, so we got the first 2, and you can already see what a huge difference these lights make, and I still got 6 to go. But this gives you an idea of how much spread you get, and just taking some quick measurements here. I'm not trying to make this perfect or anything, but they're pretty much centered where I want them, if you look at the sides here. So I expect the same pattern to continue, of course, every 48 inches towards this way, and I'll get 3 more rows in here when I'm done. In case you're wondering how these get mounted, it's really simple, really. There's this little bracket, see if I can get it in focus, and the light just snaps in onto that, and just a tiny little screw that I'm just using the screwdriver by hand and just basically attaching to the ceiling. That's it. The light just snaps onto that. Alright, so I just finished installing all of the lights, and this is such a simple install. It'll take you probably about an hour or two at the most, and that's, you know, taking your time and, you know, routing everything and making sure everything looks good. I did take measurements in between each light so that they all looked straight and equal distance from each other. So I'm happy with how it ended up in the end. I also used these staples. Let me just show you here real quick. To route the wires closer to the ceiling. Otherwise, you know, they hung a little bit loose. So I didn't want them to stretch over time or anything like that. That is not included with the package, of course, but you can get these at any hardware store for relatively cheap. So the moment we've been waiting for, and it is time now to take a look at what the garage looks like lit up with these new lights, and take into consideration that the camera does a pretty good job adjusting white balance and everything to, you know, shooting somewhat dim light conditions. So it is probably dimmer than what you're seeing right now in here, but you should be able to see the difference once I turn on the lights. So without further ado, let's see what this looks like now. And that is a ton of extra light. I read some of the reviews, some people making comments about the garage looking like a hospital operation room, and they weren't exaggerating. This is completely lit, and I can't see, of course the cars are not in here right now, but I don't really see any gaps in terms of light in this room right now, which is exactly what I was going for. So this is pretty cool. I can't believe you can have these set up for $55, and you know, time will tell how long they'll last, and I guess if they're built to last, but who cares? Even if I get a year out of them, it's $55. I couldn't ask for more. And they're LEDs, so they won't, you know, emit any heat, which I really don't need additional heat in the garage. And of course, they will be very, very easy in terms of energy consumption. So I'm not spending a ton of money to light this room up. Let me move the camera so you can see them all. See if I can get an angle. There you go, there's 4 on each side. And as you can see, they're just really nice lights. I am using the single connector here with the switch. It's all the way up there, but in my case I have it connected to a strip here where I have another switch that I can easily reach, and I just, you know, power on off and on. There you go. And of course I would typically be working here with the garage door open, so that brings in more light. So let me show you what that looks like. And obviously you'll see how the garage door is going to cover up some of the lights. It does cover up just one row, the one all the way out there. So I still get plenty of light here, even with the garage door open. So it does help, especially, you know, once I have the cars in here and I'm like working on the engine bay, I do expect to have better lighting and just visibility overall. Alright, so that covers the installation and my review of these lights. I have also left a link to this product in the description down below in case you are interested. Also, let me know in the comments if you are enjoying these Garage Series videos. I do have a lot more to do in this space, and I plan to make more videos as I make progress. I will see you all on the next one with a lot better lighting, of course. Peace.